Hi everyone, this is Linda Cheng. You may know me as one of the worship team members, or as the wife of Fred, or as Russell and Ryan's mother. I was asked to record a podcast and given the freedom to choose any topic. So today's topic is how Samson brought the house down. Now seriously, I'm going to tell you about a habit I've had since I was young, which has had positive effects on my life and could benefit you too. Let me tell you how. First, imagine you've built a trophy case. You know, like the ones you see at high school, showing off the gleaming golden cups commemorating championships their teams have won. But in your trophy case, periodically, when God does something awesome, imagine that you have a trophy, which God just won for being awesome, and you put it in the case. Then, whenever you feel doubt of his power, goodness, or love, you stand in front of the case and look at the ways he went to bat for you in all the years of your life. Let's see. What's in my trophy case? Ooh, there's a monstrous and shiny one. Let me tell you how God earned it. On April 2nd, 2012, I was on a 3-hour layover on Heathrow London Airport, and after loitering around the various shops for 2 hours, it was time to board my plane. But as I went to fetch my boarding pass, I touched where my fanny pack would be, and it was not there. I started to sweat. I looked in all my bags. It was not there on myself or with any of my belongings. My heart rate skyrocketed because not only did the fanny pack contain my boarding pass, it also contained my passport, it also contained my credit cards and ATM card, and it also contained all my cash. I had no idea how I could have lost it because it was attached like a belt around my waist. Some capable thief must have stolen it from me, I thought. I had no idea how I could return from a foreign country without either ID nor money. Do you? The first thing I did was race to security to see if I left it there. They did not have it, and they could not even advise me what to do in such a situation. I frantically raced back to the stores and bathrooms I had visited. No one had seen it. It was not to be found. With my flight about to take off and a loss what to do, plus with my cell phone running low on battery and no international calling plan, I collapsed in a chair and told God, well, it will be a miracle if you can get me out of this. But you have power and you are capable of it. I'm really stuck. Please help me. Just then a thought popped into my head, and I thought to look on my phone at a photo I had taken of myself several hours earlier, hugging a life-sized teddy bear dressed as a Tower of London beefeater. At least that could tell me if I lost it before or after posing with the bear. As it turns out, in the photo, I was not wearing the fanny pack. In fact, it was surreptitiously sitting on the counter next to the bear. Aha! I had forgotten that I had taken the fanny pack off when I had the photo taken. I vaguely recalled reasoning it would look better not to wear a fanny pack since they are not flattering and they are known to be worn by nerds. But I had already been to that store and they said they didn't see it. I went again and asked the same clerk, who again told me she had not seen it. But this time she added I should ask the manager. Now, with my flight leaving in only 15 minutes, I raced to find the guy. Breathlessly, I ran up to him, a tall, lean black man. He took one look at me, and before I could say anything, he drawled, Linda Cheng, didn't you hear the pager announcements? I said, no. He said, come to think of it, neither have I. They were supposed to announce that. Let me get your belongings out of the safe. I barely had time to properly thank him, and then had to look on a screen for my gate, which showed it was clear across the massive airport. I ran full speed with a heavy carry-on bumping against my leg, whose strap broke on the way. For over half a mile, I was the last person to board my plane. As I sat among the fellow passengers panting, I could hardly believe I was there. It reminded me of Acts 13:41, which says, look, you scoffers, wonder and perish, for I am going to do something in your days that you would never believe, even if someone told you. There are more trophies. There's the one for my salvation at the age of 10, when both my parents were either non-religious or possibly Buddhist. There's a trophy for changing my parents' mind after they vehemently opposed my going on a summer mission instead of doing something practical like an engineering internship. There's the trophy for having a city bus show up in the middle of the night when I was stuck in Beijing wondering how I was going to get back to my dorm, and certainly not before curfew. There's the trophy for miraculously providing me funding for my graduate schooling. There's the trophy for bringing my father to salvation months before he died, and then my mother shortly afterwards. This is after decades of prayer and few signs of hope. I even added a small trophy this week for answering my prayer that he bring rain to squelch the California wildfires. I told my friend this, and she flatly informed me that what's coming is a lightning storm with wind and no rain. It's not going to help. I told her, he has power, he can do it. Then I read a headline in the news 2 days later, August 24th, quote, "Wet weather helps put out flames from CZU lightning complex fire." Would you believe the concept of making a trophy case can be found in the Bible? Do you recall what happened when the Israelites finally approached the Promised Land after wandering in the desert for 40 years? This was a momentous occasion, and even their entry was dramatic, with God parting the waters of the Jordan River to let them cross. As a way for them to remember his faithfulness, God directed them to take 12 large stones from the riverbed and create a memorial. Quote from the Bible, "Then Joshua said to the Israelites, 'In the future, your children will ask, what do these stones mean?' Then you can tell them, this is where the Israelites crossed the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the river right before your eyes, and he kept it dry until you were all across, just as he did at the Red Sea when he dried it up until we all had crossed over. He did this so all the nations on the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, and so you might fear the Lord your God forever." This was a way that God wanted the Israelites to remember the miracle of what he had done. He had them build tangible proof to commemorate his miracle. Then they were instructed to tell others. What's the reason for that? It's so the world will know how tenderly God loves us. When we share our stories of his care for us, we help each other build our trust in his power. Have faith that he can do something difficult, something beyond our ability and beyond the normal. Pray in a way that expects God to do big things. If he does, then you know all the more it was his doing, and he will receive all the glory. Lord, help us remember and honor the incredible ways you showed your love and mercy to us. You've done incredible things in our lives. We acknowledge and recognize your greatness. You care for us in small and big ways every day. Let us not doubt your goodness. Let us have greater faith. We celebrate the mighty God that you are.